Good morning. So today we've got a live on why you, as an English teacher, have one of the most enviable jobs in the world right now. People are so envious of what you do and the opportunities you have. And I'll explain why in a second. And then the second part of today, I'll keep it quick today, is how to use the freedom you have as a teacher, how to travel around the world to go and live in places like Barbados, Bermuda, Dubai, place Europe, or wherever you want in the world. Those are the two topics for today. So they came about because... Talk more slowly, okay. Keep commenting while I'm talking. So this week I was in one of the Tony Robbins groups. And lots of people in there from all around the world. I think there's 1 million people, 800,000 on the lives and things. Like 1 million people watching it. And all of them were saying, they were wanting to transition into being able to more pandemic proof. Being able to have a job where they could do more work online and things, do good things in the world, and then also earn more and travel more. Okay, and the risk is for most people, they just don't have the skills. When they come to, people say to them, hey, this new economy, you can work online, you can teach online, you can do this cool stuff. Most people don't have any skills. They don't know what to teach. And they fall into the trap, and it's almost like a scam trap, really, of, buying courses on how to make courses for people who make courses. And these people saying, hey, just buy my course and I'll show you how to be a teacher online. And of course, if you've got no teaching experience or teaching skills, or actually being able to do the thing you want to teach, that's almost impossible to do. There's a lot of scammy people doing it. But the difference with what you're doing as an English teacher is that you actually have a real skill. This is a real job. It's a real job you can do offline, and now you can do online and travel and do all things with it. You have a real skill. You're not trying to sell somebody on, the woo-woo homeopathy things or something, the mindset to be able to do this, like blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you need mindset, you need all that sort of stuff, but you're actually doing something that's a legit, real skill because, if your students learn to speak English, that makes a huge difference in their lives. I think a lot of us who do speak English, we forget just how powerful it is to be able to speak English. We were talking this morning about universities and things and applying for unis. And, if you don't speak English, going to somewhere like Harvard or Cambridge, as hard as it is to get there, is infinitely more difficult if you don't speak English. So if you can get your students speaking English really fluently at a young age, don't underestimate how powerful that is for them and for most of the world. Just that extra language skill is just huge. And if they've got the native language and English, it really opens up a whole world. But I think you know that. So it's a real skill. Yeah, it makes a huge difference for jobs, for unis, for people doing things. Now, of course, the caveat with this, the one caveat we have to say is your students have to be able to speak English. Yeah. When you're an English teacher, you have to get results. Okay. We don't want none of this nonsense like where people come and study English for 3 years or 2 years or even a year and they don't speak. That's ridiculous. So we're not talking about that. That's all, as far as I'm concerned, that's as bad as all the scams and things because you're just taking people's money and they're not learning to speak. That's ridiculous. Now, obviously, if you're something like you're a specific exam, you're teaching them to learn exam skills and you're honest about that, cool, no worries. But if you say you're an English teacher and your students are not learning English, that's no good. So make sure we got that first, okay? I'm just assuming you're all here, so you're all teaching English and your students are getting results. If they're not, go to the Genki English site, go through all the videos on here, learn how to get great results for your students because that's the basics before we start anything else. Okay, so we assume now that you can teach, or if you're a beginner teacher and your students are not yet getting great results, learn. Just learn a new skill, a new teaching skill every day. When I started, I was rubbish. I was useless. I started teaching 30 years ago when I was 16. I thought I was amazing, but look back now and I'm like, ooh, blimey, I could have done that a lot better. Like taking that long to do stuff, could do it a lot faster now. So just keep learning. If you're not confident in your teaching skills, it comes with practice. Okay, but be careful you don't fossilize. Don't become one of these teachers who've been teaching English for 10, 20, 30 years, and their students are not learning. Their students still can't speak, and they're making excuses and saying, oh, they're bad students, or it's the system. Oh, but you don't understand. In my country. It's the same in every country, yeah? Don't be a butty my teacher. Choose your students, get great results for them. If you want help with that, that's what all my other lives and things are all talking about, and all the videos on the channel here and the Genki English website. Are we all good with that? You all agree with that? That's cool, yeah? I do occasionally get some teachers saying, oh, it doesn't matter if they speak or not. It's like, no, you're an English teacher. We want them to speak. Cool. So, you're a good teacher. You're learning every day. Your students are getting results. Fantastic. You have one of the most enviable jobs in the world, because you can take that now. Anything happens with the world economy, you can get online with your phone, you can earn money, earn a living, pay for your family, and you now have freedom. And this is what people are wanting now. So many people now are moving out of cities into the countryside. House prices here are crazy because everyone's moving from the big cities. In the UK, people are moving from London. They're moving to the countryside because they want this freedom. They want the green space. They want the tree. Look at that tree. That's an awesome tree. Yeah, they want that, the greenery. Yeah, and if you're in a country that isn't developed, then you can get out of that country if you want, and you can go and live in other places with better air quality, less traffic noise, whatever you want. You can always go back and visit. You've got this freedom now because you've got this skill. Yeah, and remember, if you're not a native speaker, that doesn't matter, because you've got your local language, so you can communicate and reach students that I can't reach. Yeah, anyone who speaks English already, I can teach them, and I'm probably going to be better than you. But if they're a beginner and they don't speak English yet, you're way better than me, infinitely better than me. And, we've got people here in Turkey and Russia and in Ukraine and in Malaysia, and also, let me know in the comments where you're from, yeah? You can teach students in your country better than I can, okay? And for a lot of you, in all of your countries, there are people with iPhones, yeah? So if there are people with iPhones in your country, or there are people with Range Rovers, there are people who will pay you real-world salaries, which let you travel around the world. It gives you this freedom to travel. Now, right now, we're still in the middle of the pandemic. You don't want to be getting on airplanes. It's not fun. I was on an airplane last year, and all the Chinese tourists were all in full hazmat suits on the airplane, and we were like, dude. But as soon as this clears, it will pass. Everything passes. When we get vaccines, and get rid of all the crazy anti-vax people. When everybody's get vaccinated, we'll get back to a new world and do awesome things. And then you can start traveling. So the advantage of traveling, and traveling while you're teaching, is several things. Number one is traveling, is good for the soul. Yeah, if you stay in a box and go to work in a box and finish going work and you earn enjoyment in a box in a bar or a restaurant or something, it's not as good for the soul as being in the countryside, traveling to different places, seeing different things. If you have kids, then for them, learning about volcanoes or glaciers from a textbook is nowhere near as good as coming and living in a caldera in the middle of a volcano like where I am now. You feel it, you know about it. So your kids, it's better to travel. And of course for you, if you're wanting to get a better quality of life for your kids, if you're wanting them to have the opportunities to go to university in different places, and if you're wanting them to learn more languages, more skills, a mix of different people, learn new stuff, become a world citizen, then traveling is a huge part of it. And of course, for you as a teacher as well, then it's actually cheaper to live for a lot of you. If you live in a rich European or a rich Asian country, it's actually cheaper for you to live in many other places than it is to stay where you are, okay? Which is pretty cool. So how do you do the traveling and things? So the thing is, you can just do holidays if you want. One of the things we do with Genki English, it's all lifestyle first, to block out your holidays. Holidays are expensive. Living in other countries is cheaper, and it's called being a digital nomad. It means if you've got your phone, you can teach from anywhere, So why not teach from anywhere? So there are lots of places that are opening up now and offering visas for tourists to then become digital nomads. So the countries that are open right now, the first ones last year to open up for people like you was Barbados, where you can go and live in Barbados. It's a Caribbean island, beautiful, tiny. You might get bored of it, but it's a year's visa. You can get the visa, you can go and live and work there. No tax, save your fortune. Of course, speak to your local tax people first. And you can do your teaching from a Caribbean island. Do you realize how jealous most people in the world are of that? That you have the skills and the techniques and the abilities to earn a living from a Caribbean island. It's crazy. So the Barbados is doing that. 2,000 people have gone there already. Other countries in the Caribbean are looking at doing that. Bahamas, Bermuda, St. Lucia, take your pick. Other countries you can look at is Dubai. You can go to Dubai and get a digital nomad visa and go and work there. They give you a year's visa you can apply for. Again, zero tax, so you're saving. It's a lot cheaper than where you are now. If you take your kids with you, you know, your kid's going to learn from being in an expat community in Dubai with learning about sand dunes and crystal clear water, or are they going to better off where they are now in a classroom with books and stuff? Yeah, it's a much better experience for kids. So there's those countries there. And, you know, if it wasn't for Brexit, I'm in Italy now. We're in Italy. If it wasn't for Brexit, thank you, all the Brexit voters out there, then we'd probably be in either Dubai or Barbados or Montenegro right now. We're actually in Italy. We're going to try and make a go of Italy, even though it's the most expensive country in the world. If you want to go and work in Europe as a digital nomad, I'd recommend looking at Montenegro and Croatia. Just as beautiful as Italy. Food's not as good. But you got the seaside. Montenegro, 9% tax. Crazy. Think what you're paying now. It was almost cheaper for you to move there. Beautiful places. Croatia's right by the seaside. We go there. Internet's fast. It's awesome. So you can travel to all these different countries that are opening up. Malaysia's got a new visa as well, where you can go and work in Malaysia. I'm sure at some point Bali will have one as well. And lots of other places. Lots of places in South America can do it as well. But for now, hey, Caribbean, Europe, wouldn't you like to live there and earn more than you're actually earning now and be doing a great job? It's cool. If you've got questions, let me know. I'll try and answer them in the questions here. Lots of people watching from Indonesia, from India, from Japan. And welcome, everyone. It's cool. Now, the one caveat with these digital nomad visas and being able to travel is that most of these visas require you to have $50,000 a year in income. Now, I know most of you are not American, so I'll talk a little bit about American and things like that. So the average American high school student earns $36,000. A high school graduate earns $36,000 a year. The average American university graduate earns $48,000 a year. So you just got to be a little bit above that. Now, the thing is, as an English teacher, whatever country you come from, you can match that. There are people in your country who will pay you enough for you to match that. You've got to know how to do it, and you've got to have a little bit of business skills and things. But if, for example, right now you're earning $6 an hour or $12 an hour working for a school, remember, they're paying you that, and then the rest, the $50,000 value, they're keeping. You're making your boss richer, yeah? So keep that in mind. So I don't have a course on doing this. I'm not going to sell you a course on how to get a load more money and stuff. If you want to increase, if you're only earning a few $100s or $10 an hour or only a few $1,000 a month, then go on the Genki English website. There's lots of tips on there that will show you how to get more students, better students, teach in a better way so you can increase your income. You can increase it up to a few $1,000s a month. All those ideas are free on the Genki English website. Just go there and have a look. For those of you who are earning a lot, if you're already earning $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year and want to earn more, I do have the Genki business course that shows you how to get up to $100,000, which is something some of you might be interested in. But at the beginning, people don't do that. If you're only on a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month, look on the website. Get a plan in place, get yourself up to this $50,000 a year, and then you can go and live in Dubai, the Caribbean, or wherever you want. The key is start thinking big. As I say, you've got one of the most enviable jobs in the world. You're teaching a real skill, you're good at it because you're learning every day, and you can do it from anywhere in the world. So where do you want to live? You let me know in the comments right down now. If you could live anywhere on the planet, where would you want to live? You know, some places are out of, you can't go and work in North Korea. Okay. You're probably not going to get a visa to work in America. So out of the 190 countries on the planet, maybe half of them you can't get there. If you've got an Indian passport, it's a lot more difficult than if you've got an American passport, yeah? But a lot of these countries are still open for you, these digital nomad ones, if you've got this income there. So it's a fantastic excuse to learn the skills to get more students. As I say, it's all free. Go on the Genki English website, look on there, search on there. All the information's all on there free. If you look on the website, on the Facebook group, there's videos here as well. Yeah, and if you're earning a lot, then you can join my big business program. But if you're just starting out, it doesn't matter. It's cool. You know, people say I want to live in USA or Italy. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Italy because it's so expensive. But you can come and visit. Yeah, so you can work in Montenegro, really cheap, and then come and visit Italy whenever you want. Yeah, same with America. You know, you go and work in Barbados, and then it's really cheap, and you get the digital nomad visa, you get tax-free, and you can pop over to Florida, to Disneyland whenever you want, you know, which is really cool. But great, thank you for asking there. So that's cool. So start thinking big about it. Where do you want to live? If you've got kids, what experiences do you want for your kids? You know, do you want them to see a live volcano erupting, you know? Do you want them to see, you know, real hippos down by the lakes in Africa? Do you want to experience the cicadas in Japan? Do you want to go to Cambodia and see the temples in the middle of the jungle, you know? What experiences do you want for your kids? What experiences do you want for you? And for your kids, you know, do you want your kids to learn this stuff from a textbook, or do you want to learn it in real life? Yeah. So you've got this awesome opportunity. And yeah, and Frederick's saying that I already live where I want to live. He lives in an amazing place, which is cool. So people are doing this, yeah? Lots of people are actually doing this. And it doesn't, when we say travel, it's not, you know, in a suitcase every month in a different country like I was doing. It's, you go and you spend 3 months in a country or a year in a country. And if you like it, you extend, you know? Most of the digital nomad visas are a year. There's one in the United Arab Emirates, just north of Dubai. I think it's north, but next to Dubai. They're offering a 12-year visa for most people. But you don't have to do that. You just do a year. If you love it, stay there longer. If you love your hometown, no worries. Stay in your hometown, okay? This is about people who want freedom and things like that, yeah? So cool. So think big. Now, excuse me, I don't really teach about digital nomading, about how to do this and stuff. There are lots of places for that. I did do a Facebook page for it a while ago, but it got too complicated. If you want to know more about the digital nomading side of things, location-free lifestyle, if you ask some questions here, I'll try and answer where I can. It is quite easy, really. And then if you want to know about the teaching, of course, use Genki English material. You know, that's really what my passion is. I want to help teachers, and if you're having this freedom, it's great, because you've got it, most people don't. But my main passion is teaching. I want your students to get great results. So if you need help with the teaching, try the Genki English Teacher Set. It is the best program in the world for teaching English. Okay, I'm slightly biased, but Harvard think it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't the best, if Genki English wasn't the best way of teaching English, I'd retire. I'd spend the rest of the day playing on my Moog synthesizers and doing other cool stuff. Because the only reason I do Genki English is because I get fed up of seeing kids suffering through boring lessons where they don't learn anything. So if you want help with the teaching, get the Genki English set, teach Genki English. All the lesson planning's done, so that frees up your time so you can start thinking about traveling the world. All the homework's done, so your kids, you don't have to set homework or marking homework. It's all done with the computer software. The kids play with the computer games and they get good like that. And it's all prepared and ready to do it. And if you want to learn how to get yourself to a level where you can start getting a digital nomad visa, check out the website. Or if you're already doing really well with your teaching business and you want to increase it up to 100,000 or however much you want to go for, check out the Genki business course where I go through the higher level things of running a teaching business, so you can travel more and have an even bigger impact in the world. But there we go. Yeah, so I just wanted to say, yeah, it's been amazing talking to all these other people who are so jealous of what you do. and they're so jealous that you have this skill that is in demand and that people love, and you can make a difference in the world. And so I just thought I'd come on here and just make sure we're all appreciative of it and grateful and thankful for the opportunity that we've been given right now. It won't be around forever. AI is going to take over teaching soon. But right now, you're doing a great thing in the world. So think big, dream big. Think, where would you love to live? If that's where you are now, awesome. If it's in Italy, come and join us. If it's in somewhere else in the world, you want to be on a beautiful beach and go snorkeling every day? You've got the opportunity. It's crazy. You want to live in the mountains and be cool in the summer? You can do that. You want to go skiing every day? You can do that too. The world's an amazing place. Travel's a cure for racism. Travel is the cure for the soul being stuck in one place. Travel is amazing for your kids. And in your job, travel will probably make you a lot richer as well. And it's a lot cheaper than staying at home. There we go. I'm Richard from Genki English. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.